Hello girls, I am Dr. Amidate, a consultant obstetrician gynecologist and a laparoscopic surgeon practicing in the city of Pune, and today I would like to throw some light on the most common problem which is faced by women and girls in their early 30s, namely PCOD and PCOS. So before I begin my talk, let me first explain the basic menstrual cycle. We have got one uterus, two fallopian tubes and two ovaries. However, these ovaries are the most important endocrine organs in our reproductive system because they release the hormones estrogen and progesterone cyclically, which help in the development of a single dominant egg, and they also help in building the inner lining of our uterus. However, these ovaries do not function independently and they receive signals from the pituitary gland, which is located in the brain, which then helps it to release these hormones in a cyclical fashion. So, if there is a disruption in any of these signaling mechanisms, the ovaries fail to release the appropriate hormones cyclically, as a result of which we either miss periods or the periods start becoming irregular along with certain other side effects. PCOD stands for polycystic ovarian disease. In this case, what happens is, instead of a single egg maturing and growing to its full size, because of the hormonal imbalance, there are multiple small water containing follicles or cysts which are formed, which then get arranged peripherally along the lining of the ovary, and thus we get the name polycystic ovaries. Diagnosis of PCOD is made by your gynecologist if she sees multiple water containing small cysts arranged peripherally in the ovary, or if you have androgenic side effects like acne and pimples, which I mentioned earlier. Any one of these, either laboratory or an ultrasound feature or a clinical feature, would conclude to a diagnosis of PCOD. So girls, news is, if you make certain lifestyle modifications, this disease can be controlled and you can correct it at the correct time without experiencing the side effects and the other androgenic problems associated with it for a very long period of time. The lifestyle modifications include having a good diet which is rich in antioxidants and proteins, and losing at least 10% of your body weight which you would have gained over these months, and exercising regularly. That even if you try and lose around 10% of your body weight by exercises and diet, you would get your hormones back in swing and your menses are back on time. Also here I would like to stress the fact that polycystic ovarian disease is a condition of hormonal imbalance in the body. Therefore, you cannot be completely cured of it, or you cannot say that you've completely eliminated the disease from your body. It is something like dandruff or acne. That is, whenever there is a stressor and your hormones go into a state of imbalance, you can keep getting polycystic ovaries on and off, and your cycles can get irregular on and off. Having talked about PCOD, now let me throw some light on PCOS. PCOS is the extreme end of the spectrum, where these girls tend to have irregular cycles and weight gain for a prolonged period of time, and often it is seen that this has got some roots in the genes of that particular girl, that is, it may be of genetic origin. Therefore, we often see that these girls have some metabolic problem associated with polycystic ovaries, that is, they may have hyperinsulinemia or they may have hypothyroidism and associated weight gain and derangements in their lipid profile. It is seen that some of these girls, or rather most of them, who have had PCOS for a very long period in their reproductive lives, may need to consult a gynecologist before they conceive, or may even have to pursue some solid infertility treatment to achieve pregnancy. Often in the long run, these girls may then go on to develop gestational diabetes during pregnancy and sometimes type 2 diabetes in their early 40s. So having discussed the problem at length, let me now talk about the solution. As I said, the most important thing is lifestyle modification in these young girls. Often we see that young girls of this generation tend to eat a lot of junk food, because of which they tend to put on weight and their cycles go for a toss. So I would like to stress the importance of healthy eating habits here, wherein you should have a good portion of fruits, dry fruits, green leafy vegetables, salads, and a good amount of healthy proteins in your diet. Remember girls, the color on your plate will add color to your life and on your face. Now, we should also urge our young girls to always remain physically active. Often I see in my practice that girls who refrain themselves from any physical activities, or who are refrained by their parents from pursuing any kind of sports or gymnastics or dance, they tend to develop PCOD and PCOS in the long run. Because this not only affects their mental and physical health, but it has a great impact on their reproductive health as well. So here I would like to urge the mothers, please keep your daughters physically active even if they start menstruating and even if they get married. It really will go a long way in helping them. So last but not the least, I would like to end my talk by saying, keep the little girl in you active always, and you would see that you would have a healthy, balanced, and a happy life.